So I just got a package from a new energy drink company, and there's a lot more to this product than you might think. This is Juvee. Juvee has 3 flavors: kiwi strawberry, tropical crush, and watermelon lime. Now you may be wondering, how do they compete? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Now, despite them sending me this is my opinion. So whatever I say here is valid to what I think. I'm not being paid to say anything. This is my genuine reaction to trying this new energy drink. Now for this review, I'm gonna break it up into 3 different categories: taste, experience, and branding. I know this isn't your typical style of review. However, I'm not your typical reviewer. So let's go ahead and start with taste. All 3 flavors have a unique smoothness to them that I haven't experienced in other energy drinks. While it still is carbonated, it's not as intense as other drinks are. Now on top of the smoothness, there's another thing that really stands out to me, and that's the lack of aftertaste. We've all been there. We've tried an energy drink or a drink in general, and it's had some kind of nasty aftertaste. Well, Juvee doesn't have that. All 3 flavors came out really, really good. They're not overpowering, not super sweet, but they have a really nice taste to them. Now you may see there's one standing out from the rest. That's because this one is my favorite. It is kiwi strawberry, and by far this is, in my opinion, the best one that they've put out so far. So overall, I gotta rate the taste a 9 out of 10. The flavors are unique. It has that really interesting smoothness to it, but there's only 3 flavors as of right now. That's why it's gonna get a 9 out of 10, but still, honestly, an impressive score. Next up, let's talk about experience. Now this topic was important for me because time and time again, I'll pick up a drink and I get jitters, and maybe it's too much caffeine, too little caffeine, whatever the case may be. This was a super important topic for me to cover when it comes to energy drinks. Now Juvee does a good job of kind of meeting in the middle of that. Too much caffeine equal jitters, and not enough caffeine meaning I'm falling asleep midday. Now, despite this thing only having 128 milligrams of caffeine, this drink surprised me. With its nootropic blend and other vitamins that it has in it, it has me going all day long. Now, there's another brand that I used to drink daily. However, at times, it'd be a little bit too much caffeine for me, and I would get jitters if I didn't eat something immediately, which in my opinion is like the worst feeling. So Juvee is definitely a nice balance of the 2. Now, with that being said, I do want to give this rating an 8 out of 10. While my experience is pretty good and I saw a lot of productivity increases while I was using it, the one thing that's lacking for me is a higher caffeine version of it. There are days, and I know you all experience it too, where we just have to go. There's a lot on our plate, there's a lot that we have to do, and sometimes it takes a little bit of that extra caffeine to get through it. While for most days, this is enough for me, those long days or those days where I have a ton on my plate, I could definitely use a larger can version with a little bit more caffeine in it, and that could be something to think about in the future for them. Even though it's an 8 out of 10, it's still a solid score, and Juvee continues to impress me. Lastly, let's talk about branding. Juvee's in a unique spot because unlike other startups, they have a great partnership with 100 Thieves. On top of this, they adapted that minimalistic style of 100 Thieves when it comes to their branding, and it allows them to stand out in comparison to all these other gaming brands and even general caffeine brands that create these cans and these products that honestly, they're a little over the top. Juvee is nice, it's a solid color, very clean, no crazy designs on it, which in my opinion gives them a bit of an edge when you put it on the shelf. On top of their partnership with 100 Thieves, they're also going out of their way to connect with other places in gaming. We saw them at the Esports Awards, we saw them helping out with the Scuff World Tour, and we even saw them backstage at the Call of Duty event here in North Carolina. While this branding strategy seems like it's focused onto gaming, it actually is able to branch out in so many different ways because of the way that they're handling the brand itself. So my overall score for branding is a 10 out of 10. In my opinion, this is the best way to start it up. They have great branding and consistent branding from each product, and they have a really solid game plan for the future. While it's a startup now, I definitely see them competing with the big dogs like Redbull and Monster here in the future. Overall, Juvee exceeded my expectations. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of skeptical when they reached out and allowed me to try this product, but I'm glad that I did, because now I have a new daily driver in the energy drink department, and it's gonna be Juvee. And with that being said, my overall score for the product is a 9 out of 10. After chatting with Sam Keane, who's the general manager of Juvee, he has a good understanding of what needs to be done to make this product amazing and continue pushing this into the light it deserves to be in. While it's not a top dog yet, I definitely believe it has a lot of potential. And with him at the helm, honestly, anything is possible. If Juvee continues down the path that they're already on, they're definitely going to be a disruptor in the energy drink game. With all this being said, I only have a few things that I want to see for the future. Number one, a higher caffeine version of Juvee, because for people like me that are going nonstop all day long, that higher caffeine version is going to be huge. Second thing is I hope that we can see it in more stores here coming in the future. Right now it's pretty limited. You can only find it in stores in California, as well as ordering it online direct from them at drinkjuvie.com. While obviously ordering online is pretty convenient, I still prefer to be able to go to the store and pick one up if I'm running low. Whether or not those two things happen, that's up for them to decide, but honestly, I'm looking forward to the future of Juvie.